Stars, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to be seeing something very interesting and very beautiful, which is 25 Python projects for beginners to advance in 2025. And guess what? I'm going to be sharing these projects to you with including their source code. Meaning, you're not just going to be watching it, I'm going to give you also how you can be able to get the source code and be able to practice. And these projects are very beautiful because it is from beginners to advanced. We are going to start from small projects to advanced and complex projects that we are going to see in this 2025 to understand. We have things that we are going to do. We have three projects that we are going to complete today. The first project we are going to be seeing is the stadium sitting and cost of the seats sold. The second one we are going to be seeing is a dice rolling game. And the third project we are going to be seeing is a rock, paper, scissors. It looks familiar, right? We know when it comes to Charlie, rock, paper, scissors, we already understand how it is. But now, how can you put this information, what you know that happens, how can we do it, to do it programmatically, for us to write a program for it to see how it works. So we are going to be seeing it, how we can do in that format. Now, let's go now in this day one. We are going to be seeing the first project. The first project, which is the stadium seating and the cost of the seats sold. Now, before we go into it, I don't just want to dive into it directly and start telling you, oh, you just write the program, take this, take this. No. The first thing when you're writing to make your work clear, to give some clarity and understanding, is for you to be able to give that check, bring out the expectation. What is expected for you at the end? What is this project? What is the expectation of this project? So you can be able to understand how to write it and know what is best for you to what is the best way for you to go about it. So the program should ask how many tickets for each class of seats were sold. Listen very well. Then display the amount of income generated from the ticket sales. There are three seating categories at the stadium. I'm just telling you, assume that class A seat costs $20, class B seat costs $15, and class C seat costs $10. So this is how the seating arrangement, meaning that what is it we want to do here? We are not calculating we're not calculating the number of seats. No, we are calculating the number of seats sold, and also we are calculating the sales, that the income that was generated from those particular seats based on the categories. Now, before we continue to do it practically for you to understand how we can do this project, if you're stumbling on this channel for the very first time, please do me a favor. If you look here, you have the subscribe button. Click if this is your first time, only for those who are coming here for the first time. Click the subscribe button, and when you click the subscribe button, the next thing you should do is what? You turn on this notification bell here. Just click on it and take all. And then you should come here, both the new and the old subscribers. Click on this like. Guys, I find it so funny how you guys enter and watch so much information that is being given to you. The only thing you can do to support this channel is by clicking this like button. This is the like button, the thumbs up. Just click on it. When you click on it, you're boosting the algorithm of this channel so that it can be able to be pushed. YouTube can push this video for as many people to be able to see it and let it go viral to help others. Share with others also, guys. You can share with your friends, your families, your classmates. Share with others so that they can be able to learn also and get the same knowledge you're having, so we're able to learn together. Okay, so without being said, let's head over and try to do this project practically and see how we can be able to come out with this. So this is how we want this to be able to work. We want a situation where we are going to, like, for example, if you look at the screen, we have the cost of the seat A, the cost of seat B, and the cost of seat C. So seat A seat costs $20, seat C is $15, and seat C is $10. So now we are going to enter, for example, let's say I'm taking, say, seat A, the count of seat A is for the 400 seats that were sold. And then for seat B, let's just say I'm going to just give like how much for seat B. Let's say 500 seats were sold for seat B. And then for seat C, let's just say 700 seats were sold in that particular concert, whatever the situation it is. So what happened is that we want to get the total amount that was sold for that seat A. So it's going to take the 400 seats and multiply by $20 because each of the seat costs $20. So it's going to multiply it and it's going to return to us because it's going to do the same for the B and the C. So when we press enter, what is going to happen is that we are going to get the total amount for each of the seats. Like for example, you see the income we got from class 6, from class A seats is $8,000. Means that 400 seats multiplied by $20. It gave us, and then we also got from the final. He had to give us the total sales. So means that the admin who is responsible for the seating arrangement and how to generate the income to sell the seats. You get it? Is the one now. So when you put all this information in this, what happened is going to give us all total, means it's going to give us the total sales income, calculate everything. So now let's try to do the project and see how it works. So the first thing is that I'm defining a main function. The main function, I said def main. Inside the main function, I'm also declaring some functions inside. I have the intro function. Don't worry about them. You're going to understand them later because I'm going to be using them in the program. I have the intro function. Then I have also the what? The read input function. And this read input function, I'm assigning it to the count of A, count of B, and count of C. Because here we're going to get the count of the number of seats. You're asking the users to enter the inputs of asking the particular user who is the admin who is responsible for the seats. Get it? And then we have the show income, which is another one that is going to show the income for count seat A, count seat B, and count seat C. With what I'm explaining, I'm saying now, if you look at what I just gave a few minutes ago, you'll be able to understand it, isn't it? Now, what is the first thing we are going to be doing? The first thing is that if you look what is written in the hash, the comment says this functions prints what? This function is going to print welcome message to the, we're going to print the welcome message to the sales program, because this is a sales program, right? And the cost of each of the seats that are there. That is what we are going to be doing. So now the first thing that we are going to be seeing here, as I'm saying, the various type of seats that they're there that are being sold. So the first thing now is the intro function. Let's try to work with that intro function now to see. So in this intro function, I'm just getting two things that I'm getting is the welcome message, and what is the next thing we are going to be getting there is the cost of each of the seats, so it can be displayed to understand. Say, welcome to the ticket sales program. The cost of each of the seats is as follows. Seat A is $20, seat B is $15, and seat C is $10. So each of the seats, so meaning that when the customers come in, the admin who is responsible of selling this seat is going to make them to understand this is how the price is right. And then they're going to purchase the seat based on their budget, based on what they want. But remember, the admin is the one that is supposed to do this job. That is, admin is a user here who is responsible for selling the seats. He's the one doing this job. So after this, the next thing we are going to be seeing now is how to be able to do what? The read input. So we have for the def input, this is the next line of code, which is the function is going to prompt the users to input each count sales. You get it? And it returns the income of it. Meaning it's going to ask the particular user, for example, the tournament or whatever the game or whatever the concert that was there got finished. So now the admin is going to sit now. It's asking it, say what? The number of seats. You need to enter the number of seats that were sold for count A. So count A, I'm assigning an input function. That is an integer. Int function, I'm passing an input function to it. I'm asking, it says, enter the count of seat A. So it's going to enter the number of seats that were sold for seat A. The same thing for count B. Count of B is going to enter what? Because that we are reading the inputs now for whatever the seats that were sold. That is what is happening now. So it's going to calculate also, it's going to enter the number of seat of B also, in an input function. It's going to assign it to the count of B. It's going to do the same for C also. Then now we are going to be returning what? Returning the count of A, count of B, and count of C. That is what we are going to be returning, because we are going to be what is going to take each of these seats. That is what it's going to do. The count of them, because we need the count of them so that we can now be able to perform their calculation, isn't it? Without the counts, can you be able to perform the calculations? So it's going to now return, when it takes everything, it returns the count of A, the count of B, and the count of C. That is what it is going to do for us. So that we can know that these are the number of seats, and this number of seats, then from there, it can now do the calculations to say it multiply it with the other one. So now is the show income. The show income. Now this is the part from the beginning as we start. I've been adding and going. So if you look now, I'm taking, we started with the input function. The next one was a rate input. Now the next one we are having is a show income, which is a count of A, count of B, count of C. Now, The show income, this the other function. This function is grabs the input from the read input. So whatever the user entered in that read input function is going to calculate and print the sales. So meaning that in this show income function, we have three parameters, isn't it? The three parameters that we have is count of A, count of B, and count of C. That it is going to read it from what? From the read input function. That is going to read it because it has to calculate and what and print each sales type and also the sales income generated. That is what it is going to do. Exactly. So now we have three parameters we are passing to it, which is count of A, count of B, and count of C. So say sale of A. The sale of A, we have what? The count of A multiplied by the price of each of the seat of class A. Remember, whatever the user entered in the read input, the count of A, let's say the user entered 400 seats. Now we know each of the seats in class A costs what? $20. So it's going to take now count of A and multiply with $20 to be able to get now the amount that was generated, the income that was generated from the sale of the class 6 class A seats. You get it? It's going to do the same thing. For us to get the sales of B, the B seats, it's going to also go to get the count of the B seats. Remember, the count of B simply means the number of seats that were sold, isn't it? That is what that variable is holding because the user entered the number of seats of the count of the seats. So the number of seats that were sold is counting it and then it's going to multiply it with the price of each of the seats sold. So it's going to do the thing, it's going to do it for sales A. Sales A is just a variable that is holding that count of the A into the $20. The same thing goes with class with sales B. For sales B, we're also assigning what the count of B into $15. Means that we have 700 seats that with class B, multiply the 700 times $15. And then it's going to give us now the sales of B. The same thing goes with C. To have the sales of C, of class 6 C seats, is going to do the same thing. Then now the next thing is that we now need to print. Once the calculation, the mathematical things have been done, everything has been done. You see, these are all the things that we kept in our mind from the beginning. That's why I say you create it. Now we are putting in now programmatically. We are putting in now, putting in a piece of code because that was just an English word to understand it. But how can we write the program of it? This is it that we're writing. So we are printing each of the income that is generated from each of the seats of the seats. The sale of seat A, the sales of seat B, the sales of seat C. Because if we don't do that, what is going to happen? Then we'll not be able to get the income, isn't it? So now if we are printing, I will say print income from class A seats, class B seats. So we are going to be formatting what the sales of A. So means that what it is going to go now to the variable that sales of A is holding what that income, isn't it? So we are printing it. We are printing the income for A, B, and C. The sales of A, sales of B, and sales of C. That's what we're printing. And then the final thing also we are doing is to have the total sales. Total sales means we are adding the sales of A, sales of B, and the sales of C. When we add the three, meaning that the income that we generated from the sales of class 6 from the seat A, the seat B, seat C, is going to multiply it and give us the total income that was generated that day at that concert. Means that those who bought the class A ticket, who bought that is going to generate it, we're going to print it to be able to have that total income. And then we now call the main function. We are now calling the main function. Because we call the main function everything that is going to be called. Now, what we are going to do is this. We are going to run this program, this project. Let's run the code. You get it? And then we see the outcome as I explained earlier. So we've seen all the functions and I've seen how we can divide the project, how we can put the project in part by part. This is a very pretty small project that is very beautiful. You get it? And as I told you guys, the source code, I'm sharing the source code, and the source code is in our description box. You see, in that description, you're going to see what? You're going to see my GitHub account. From there, you can get it. So now, welcome to the ticket sales program. The cost of each seat is, you see, for seat A is $20, B is $15, and C is $10. Now, let's try to enter the number of seats that were sold in class A. So the class A seats, let's enter to understand how many number of seats were sold. From there, we can be able to get it, isn't it? which is beautiful. You can put any amount depending on, because as I told you guys, it can be a concert, it can be maybe any concert or any program that is held in the stadium. You get it. So as the program is being held, what happened? There's somebody that there are always people who are always there selling the seats. The admin is always there. So let's say class A seats are 300 seats that were sold for class A, and then we're going to see for the other one, 300 seats were sold in class A. Let's take for class B, just press enter. 500 seats were sold. Then class C, we say 700 seats were sold. So now what happened when you press enter again? What happened? It is going to do the calculation for us. That calculation now is going, because now we're already, this is the read input that we have gotten here. So the next one that is going to do what, to show us the income. If I press enter, it's going to show the income, means it's going to perform the calculation 300 times the $20, and it's going to hold the sales, and it's going to display us the income. 500 times $15 is going to put in the sales of B, and it's going to display the income. And the same thing goes with class C, with the C seats, isn't it? So if I press enter, what happened? All the calculation now for me to get the income is going to be displayed here on the screen. And that is where we have for the calculation, the mathematical calculation, everything we're talking, as I was explaining before, is being done in that format. You get it? So now, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to press enter. You see, now I press enter, it says income from class A seat is $6,000, and the income from the class B seat is $7,500, and the income we got that we generated from class C seat is $7,000, and the total sales of the income, the total sales we got that day from the stadium is $20,500. So meaning that we made $20,500 from the sale of the seats A, B, and C from that particular concert or the particular program that was taking place there, whatever be it that was happening inside the football match or whatever that was taking place in the stadium. So this project is very beautiful, right? It's a very pretty and nice project that makes you to think. Now let's go move forward. The next thing we are going to be seeing here is the next one with project, which is dice rolling game. And it's very beautiful, right? And as I told you guys that whenever we are dealing with any project, we always create an expectation. Yes, dice rolling game. How do you have to map it out first? So what is the map that I'm giving out for us to be able to go? First, we should ask the users to roll a dice, because normally the user should roll a dice. Then we should check the input. If the user enters a yes, which is a Y, and then we should be able to generate two random numbers and print them. See, otherwise, if the user enters a no, then we should be able to do what, to print a thank you message and terminate the program. Otherwise, if the user enters something else, we should be able to print a message saying invalid choice, then terminate the game. So we should put this inside. You get it, inside an infinite loop, because we should allow the users to keep playing and playing and playing until their satisfaction. So we should keep it inside a loop. That is why so with all this mentality, all this mindset, this is how I want to create this thing, this expectation. Then we can now know how we can be able to do it. And before we continue, guys, please don't forget to click the like button. So click this like button, because by clicking the like button, you're supporting the algorithm of this channel. You're helping the channel to push forward for YouTube to be able to push the algorithm. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, please, guys. Or if you have been here and you have been watching the videos, you have never subscribed, because you subscribe only once. So please subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to share the videos. Share with many people, share with on your social media platforms, share with others, and try to push the algorithm of this channel. Okay, so let's try to understand how we can solve this situation. How can we solve this puzzle? How can we create the program, a project about this dice rolling game? How can we create it? Because we want to play and play, isn't it? That is what we want to do. And as I said, we want the users to keep playing and enjoying the game, for enjoying until they decide to terminate the program. So that is why we are going to put it in an infinite loop. Means that it's going to be inside a loop. We're not going to close it. Okay. So hope this is clear. Now let's continue. So now coming out to the program, let's see how we can be able to write this program. So I'm just going to import random. This import random because we are going to have random outcomes, isn't it? Random numbers, isn't it? That is why. So import random package. So this is just all. Just import. Then I'm using a while loop. I say why true? Why true? Because I'm using this while loop because I want the users to be able. I don't want a situation where they should be able to be the ones to terminate the loop themselves, to stop playing the game themselves. You get to give them the chance to play as much as possible, as often as they want to enjoy. So now I'm taking the variable that is called choice. In this choice, I'm assigning an input variable to it. We say roll the dice. I'm telling the user, roll the dice. The user has the choice to say, yes, I want to roll the dice, or no, I don't want to roll the dice. So, and I'm assigning this input to the variable called choice. That is what I'm doing. And also, what I'm doing here is that I'm also, remember when we were dealing with strings in Python, we know we have many methods that we are working with strings, isn't it? So I'm using the dot lower method. This dot lower method means whatever the user is entering, it should take it in lowercase. It shouldn't be any problem. You get it? So it should remain in the lowercase. So the thing dot lower means anything we enter, it should just convert to the lowercase letter. So what happened? So I'm taking this. If the choice is equals to yes, if the choice of the user is a yes, means the user want to to roll the dice, means the user wants to roll the dice. If it is a yes, then what is going to happen? Then it's going to now ask the user now to go to play the game. And remember, it's going to choose the value, the numbers randomly, isn't it? Because you're rolling the dice can land on what? It can land on a one, it can land on a four, it can land the first time, it can land two. There's a probability, isn't it? When you're rolling it, there's a probability for it to land on different numbers because you're not controlling it as you're rolling it and it's going, isn't it? We all know this, right? Okay, that's beautiful. So let's continue to be able to work with this. And as I said, I'm going to use the lower method because the lower method is to help the users to enter anything they're entering. It should be in the lower case. So now the die. Now we have two variables here. We have die one and die two. So random dot randit, we have what is going to give us 1 6. You get it? So random dot randit, because you see we are assigning it to what, to die one, meaning that we're saying that randomly you can choose one, either a one or a six. You get it randomly. And then die two, when you roll die two also, you can get what? You can give what, so random, because it's just random number, isn't it? Random dot run it is going to be, we say 1 6. I'm just giving 1 6. Get it? That the first is one, the second is six. Automatically, it's going to be picking from one. I'm saying from 1 to 6. From 1 to 6, a dial is from 1 to 6, isn't it? So within 1 to 6, you can choose any number from there at randomly. You can choose, means that the first time you roll, it can give me 1 2. The second time I roll, it can give me maybe 1 5. It can give me anything. When I roll the first die, when I roll the second die, and then I'm printing it, and it's a formatted string. I'm printing the formatted string. We know about this when we study strings, right? So die one, die two. This is just a short way of making the code very simple and easy to print the die one and die two for us to be able to get the outcome, the possible outcome when the dice were rolled. You get it? So when rolling the dice, the possible outcome that came out, that is what we are getting. So the next thing we are going to see is say what? Elif. Now, if the choice is no, what if now the user now say no, I'm tired of playing. No, I don't want to play anymore. We should print a thank you message, which is so thanks for playing. I don't know if you guys have ever played such game, because I've played them and I enjoyed them. And then we are going to break the loop. So if the user now chooses N, which is a no, then a message is going to be printed saying thanks for playing. Then the loop is going to terminate the loop, means that the program is going to get terminated. Else, invalid choice means that if the user neither enter a yes or a no, is enter something different, a choice that is not even there, is going to terminate the loop also and say invalid choice. You get it? So this is a pretty short program. It's a very, very nice program that is pretty short. So you see the dice rolling game. It's a short project, which is very, but it's very beautiful, but it helps you to learn and understand more. You get it? So this is just all about the code. It is not that much. So now let's run it and see. Now it says roll the dice. Now I know you choose a yes or a no. If I say yes, it's going to tell me, see, at randomly from 1 to 6, it selected what? The first time you choose 4, the second one you choose 1. That is good. Then roll the dice again. So dice 1 was, it choose 1. Dice 1 fell on 2, dice 3, 2 fell on 3. When you roll, if you take yes again, you can keep playing until, if I say no, it says thanks for playing and terminates the program. Can you see? The project gets terminated because I've said no. So let's rerun it again. So now it says roll the dice. If I take no, automatically it's just going to say thanks for playing. Everything is terminated. Let me rerun the program again. So I'm going to still choose yes now. Let's see, yes. It says, so you see now when I choose yes, it means that when I roll the die 1 was what? Die 1 landed on 4, die 2 landed on 3. That is what happened. Okay, so this is a very beautiful project. When you roll the first time, that's a land. You can keep rolling and rolling. Because I randomly speaking, because it is not in your hand to control. We've already given because it's known from 1 to 6. So when I roll the first time, die one landed on a particular random number, die two landed on another particular random number. That is what happened. Okay. So now this is it, guys. If I see, let me just run it again. It's a very beautiful game, right? Roll the dice. So let me choose yes. You see, now it landed on 3 3 randomly. Die one landed on 3 and die two landed on 3. Can you see? If I take yes again, you see die one landed on 4 and die two landed on 2. If I keep on going, you that's why I say it's an infinite loop because it allows the user to keep on going and playing until their satisfaction. When they are satisfied, then they can now put what? No. You keep on once you keep giving yes, the loop keep iterating. The loop is going to keep iterating until you finally decide to say you're tired of playing. And once you're tired of playing, what happened then you can terminate the loop. That is what happened. And if you choose any other option that is other than that, it's going to tell the invalid option. Like what I just did here, I didn't give any option. When I press enter, it said invalid option because that is not yes or no. And if you put any other character there, it's going to tell you invalid option also. When you take a no, automatically it's going to say thanks for playing the game. Thanks for playing. That is it automatically. It ends the game for you. So guys, I hope this is very, very beautiful, right? Yeah, it's a short and it's a small but very beautiful game that is like it helps you to think, it helps you to be creative, just help you to be more creative to understand how this thing works. That is just all about the main purpose of this and to understand how you can assemble your code, how you can put things in your head and bring them down programmatically. Okay, guys, the final one we are having here is the rock, paper, scissors for today. For this day one, we have the rock, paper, scissors. And what are the expectations that we are expecting? As I said, the rock, paper, scissors is a two-way game. Two people, do we have two users that are going to be playing this game? So you should select a gesture which defeats that of your opponent, right? The gestures are resolved as follows. So rock smashes scissors, rock wins. The paper cuts the paper covers the rock, paper wins. And then the scissors cuts paper and scissors win. If both players present the same gesture, then what happened? The 10 is all draw, right? It's a tie between the both of them. So what is it that is expected of us? Now put this in your mind. How can you put this now programmatically? You start thinking. So in this scenario, you are a user and the computer is another user. We'll be playing this game. So you're playing this game with the computer. That because it's you playing it with the computer. So you're going to say we will ask the user to make a choice. Means that the users are going to make their choice. You get it? Whether it's a rock or it's a paper or it's a scissors, those are the three choices that we have. So if the choice is not valid, then what is going to happen? Print an error message to say, oh, the choice is not valid, it is not there. Otherwise, let the computer make a choice. You get it? And then determine it makes a choice and then print the choices emojis because we're going to be using emojis to do it in doing this. And then determines the winner. And then ask the users if they want to continue. If they want to continue, then they are going to be able to continue. If not, then they terminate the game. That is what is going to happen. And guys, as I said before, all the source code of these particular projects, you just look in the description below. You're going to see the link to my GitHub account. That link to the GitHub account, if you click on it or you take it to your browser, is going to open to the GitHub account where you're going to find all the source code. You're going to find the projects, all the projects we are doing. You're going to find them there and their source code that you can download and use. Okay, and it's going to help you to download them to use and try to be in the habit of listening to, like, when you get the ideas of how I've put it and try to see you can solve the puzzle by writing the program and then comparing it to mine to see if it is equal. So, and don't forget to click the like button and then share with others. And if you're subscribing for the first time, click the notification bell and hit. And remember, as I said again, because it's like there's some people who don't know what subscribe button. You subscribe only once in a channel. You don't subscribe twice. Now let's go to play this game. So I'm defining a function that is get user's choice. The get user's choice. This function has to get the user's choice. And I say I'm using a loop. Why I'm using this loop? Because I want that this user should be able to it should keep playing and playing and playing until they will be the one to say they don't want to play. So in this while true, I'm defining a variable that is user's choice. I say I'm inputting a rock, paper, scissors to it. So the rock, paper, scissors is represented by RPS. You get it? RPS, and I'm assigning it to the user choice. That is what I'm doing. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm assigning to the user's choice. Don't worry about when you're seeing maybe the red. I'm not finished the program. The program you see part of it. So, and then I'm also taking the dot, since the string, the dot lower method, so that the users can enter it, it will convert, it will be in the lowercase. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. So the rock, I say enter the choice. So input, enter, you have rock, paper, scissors. So the user is going to enter either of them. Is going to choose either rock, paper, or scissors, whatever the choice of the user is. That the user is going to enter. Then I say if the user's choice is in choices. Now I have to declare this choices variable. I have to declare it up there. Don't worry, I'm going to do it. Then I'm saying the user return the user's choice. If the user's choice is in choices, means that if the user's choice is in the choice of rock, paper, scissors, then it should be able to return that particular choice. Otherwise, it will print an invalid choice. If it is not there, then the else part of it is going to print invalid choice. Because you are strict, the user is strict to have only three choices: rock, paper, scissors. So your choice must be within rock, paper, and scissors. That is how the user's choice, that is where the user's choice is supposed to be. It cannot be above that. So that is how it is going to be. So now, if you look here, I have now added these things. So I say import random because the choices are randomly, the computer is going to randomly select also. Isn't it? As you're randomly selecting yours, the computer is randomly selecting. So now I say rock is arrow, the scissors is S, and paper is P. That is why you see we no more have those errors because I'm now fixed the program. So what happened? Your choice can only be rock, paper, or scissors. And then the emojis that we are having. So these are the emojis I'm assigning. I'm just taking what? This is a dictionary that I've taken for this emoji. The rock, which is a key, and the value is the rock, which is it that I've put here. We have the scissors, that's the key, and we have the scissors image. We have the paper, and then we have the paper image. So this is an emoji. These are the emojis. You get it? I'm assigning to the variable called emojis. You get it? That is what I am having there. So we have the choices. So these choices now of these emojis, I'm putting them inside a tuple. You get it? I'm putting them inside what? I'm putting inside this particular tuple, which is what emojis dot key. You get it? Because it's working with a key. Because from there, if you look in the dictionary, we have the rock, which is a key, and the value, which is the image, isn't it? So what happened now is this. So when a user now, when you guys are playing, you say rock, paper, scissors. If you choose a rock, the computer is also you're randomly choosing yours. The computer is also randomly choosing its own. So when you choose now, it's going to display to us. So for that, we are going to now do is going to display it for us. That is why you say if your choice is in choices, it is going to go now to that choices. What are the choices we have? The choices we have there is just rock, paper, scissors. Now I hope it is getting clearer. And then it's going to return the choice. So if your choice was scissors or paper or rock, then it's going to return the choice. Else, if it was something different, it's going to give an invalid choice. Now we have to display the choices. The next thing is a display function that we are declaring here. We are defining a display function. This display function now is holding parameters, the user's choices. So we have the user's choice and the computer choice, because there are two users. One is you and one is the computer. So, and then we are going to be printing a message. We are doing the formatted string. Say you choose whatever you choose, you as a user, whatever you choose, because the computer is randomly choosing with you. So whatever you choose, the emoji is going to be displayed. You get it? The emoji of your choice is going to be displayed, and then it is going to also print also what the computer's choice. And the emoji of the computer's choice randomly that is selected will also be displayed. So both of you, so as you say, rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, scissors. So what happened as you're choosing the choice? Say, for example, my first choice was scissors, and the computer's choice was rock. Then who is going to win? Obviously, the computer wins, isn't it? Now, after this, then we are going to now define another function to determine what the winner, because once it displays the choices, the next thing is to tell us who is the winner, isn't it? That is how it is. As you're playing in real life, that is how we are putting it here also as a program and as a project for you to be able to enjoy it. It's so beautiful, right? All of us know we love these games and we know them. So the next thing now is to determine the winner. So the depth determine winner. I'm saying the user's choice. There are two parameters: the user's choice and the computer choice. So if the user choice is equal to the computer choice, means it's a tie. Means if I say rock, paper, scissors, You give me a scissors and I'm having also a scissors, that is a tie, right? Then the program is going to continue. It's going to continue, right? Because nobody won. We all had a tie, so nobody won the game, right? So then the next is a elif. Elif means that what? Now coming to the part where you're going to have the winning. This is the part where the winning stands, because if both of us are having the same, we don't have that. So if the user choice is what? If the user's choice is equal to rock and the computer's choice is equal to scissors, or the user's choice is equal to scissors and the computer's choice is equal to paper, or the user's choice is equal to paper and the computer's choice is equal to rock, then it means that you win. It means the user now is the winner of the game, right? It means you win. Or you print, you lose. So meaning that if otherwise means that vice versa. If your choice is rock and the computer's choice is scissors, rock beats scissors, isn't it? So you win. But if otherwise it is the computer's choice that is still rock and yours is scissors, that means that you lose. You get a message that the else part is you lose. So otherwise you're going to lose the game. That is what is going to happen. I hope you're understanding how we are playing this game. Just put it in mind how you play it in real life with your kid brothers, your sisters, your mom. You guys remember how growing up we all play this game, right? It's a very beautiful game and it's so loving, to always want to make decisions on some things, especially those elder sisters or brothers that wants to cheat you. So, guys, the next thing now is to play the game. So you need a function now to be able to play the game. Now, so why true? I say the user's choice is, so it has to go now to, when I say the user's choice means a play the game means it's going to call for that function, which is a get user's choice above. That is a play game. Get user's choice above the first function that we worked on. It's going to call the function now so that the users can enter the input. So it means that we are calling it there. Then that is what it is going to do. Means that you ask the user, say rock, paper, scissors for them to go to enter the choice or which is the one they want to work with. You get it? The next one is the computer's choice. Computer's choice is you know your choice, but the computer's choice is random. So random dot choice, which is in the choices. So in all the choices, the computer is random dot choice because the computer is selects randomly. It can select randomly, and the choices can be a tie. It can be anything. You get it? That is why we gave the import random. You get it? Because the computer's choice is randomly selected. Then we have to determine the winner, and the winner is that is what we have the determine winner function. We have the display. Before that, even we have the display choice function, because remember we are playing the game now. The display function, which is having the user's choice and the computer choice. We already saw them above, and we have what we have the determine winner also, which is going to determine the winner who is a winner. You see, these are all of them. You get it? See, if the user's choice is computer's choice is a tie, or otherwise, if it comes to the other part, then it goes. Then we come for the other one for get the user's choice. If the user's choice is within the rock, paper, scissors, then it's going to return the choice. And then we have determine the winner. So you see, all these functions, all of them, as we are having them, you get it? We are determining it and we are displaying the choice. All of them work together. You get it, guys? For us to be able to do what to play this game. So you should be able to learn now how you can assemble. So doing this project helps you now to know how to assemble your code. To assemble your codes, isn't it? You assemble your codes. That is the right thing. So you see the rock, the paper, the scissors. That is how we are having it. It's going to display them first. Then the next thing is what is for us to what we have the user's choice, which is that the next which is going to display the user's choice is to determine the winner. So determining the winner is going to tell you, if it is a tie, it will say it is a tie. If it is going to print a tie, if it is whoever that is, if you're going to win, it's going to tell you you win. You get it? But if the computer suppresses you, the computer's choice suppresses your choice, then you lose. Or if your choice suppresses the computer's choice, then you win. And then now we have the should continue. We are going to assign a what? Continue to tell the user yes or no. You want to continue? Should continue yes or no. You have to enter yes or you enter no. So you see, it gives the users the leverage. You get it to keep on playing and playing and playing until they get satisfied. Then they can now terminate it by answering if they should continue. If they put no, then it should break the loop and terminate the game. You get it? And remember, I've put this also in the lower case, in the lower function, to say dot lower, so they can be able to connect whatever the users are entering. It should not comprise them to go. Why it's lower case, it's just take it. So it's going to break the loop and it's going to terminate it. That is how it is going to work. And then we have play the game. So we are calling the game. So it's going to play the game. We're calling the game function, which is going to play it, isn't it? This is very beautiful, right? I've explained the code so well, and I hope it is clear. And as I said, the source code is in the is if you look at the description below, you're going to get a link to my GitHub account that you're going to get the download the source code from there. Okay, and try to practice also. Let's try to run it now. Now it says rock, paper, scissors. Now you have to select one. So let's say for the first time, I'm going to, because now you know what you're selecting, but the computer is randomly selecting also. So now I select rock. You see the computer selects scissors. So you see rock. So I win. So you say you win because one. Say I won the game because it says rock is more than scissors. So I am the winner of it, isn't it? Then the next one is you say if you continue, you see what I took scissors. So both of us we are having a tie. We are having a tie. In that we are both having a tie, and then we have now it's asking me, do you want to continue? If I say yes, I want to continue. What happened? Rock, paper, scissors. So let's say I say paper. You see, we are still having a tie. It's telling me you're having a tie. It's a very beautiful game, right? We are having a tie. So it is telling us and how we can be able to do it. The next thing you want to continue, yes, rock, paper, scissors. I say rock. We still have a tie. So you can keep going and going and going. If you don't want, then you can take N, which is no. So let's say yes, I want to play again. Continue. So I say rock. So we're still having a tie. Wow, the computer's choice is like it's like in my brain. Let me see. I choose now paper. So oh my god, we are having a tie again with the computer. So I'm having a tie with the computer, selecting randomly. So now let's see. You want to continue? Yes or no? If you want to terminate the game, you want to end the game, you can say, okay, let's say I say, you see, now look at what happened. Let's say rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to say scissors. You see, now scissors. Now I choose scissors, computer choose paper. So I want you see, I'm the winner, right? Exactly. Do you want to play, continue the game? Yes or no? You want to continue the game. If you don't want to continue, you say no, automatically it terminates the game. The program is finished. So the game is finished, the program is finished, it terminates it there. So guys, that's it about this program. So look forward, guys, as I told you, and for those of you who haven't watched, who were not there, we were doing, at the beginning I've been doing courses on Python full course. So at the end of this particular class today, just look at the end screen. You're going to see the Python full course there. If you have not started learning Python, you want to start, you can just click there, and then you're going to have the courses there for you to study. Okay, and make sure when you're studying, like the videos. Please just click the like button, share with others, and if you have not subscribed, you subscribe to the channel. Okay, that is what you should be able to do. And then also, what you can do also is with this. For example, I just want to show. Okay, is that it? Thank you, guys.